Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. We'll be interviewing JuVan Langford today. Just waiting for him to connect. I'll be calling him straight back on 5:15. Thank you so much, and I hope you're gonna enjoy this. My first podcast with the great JuVan Langford, who's doing wonderful work at the moment. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Just waiting a few moments for you guys to tune in and we'll get started. So I'm going to try and call him now and we'll see how we get on. We're waiting. If you're there, let me know. Just give me a quick thumbs up. Let me know what's going on. Thank you for joining us. Just wait for a few more people and then I'll be calling him and then we'll have a good little chat and then nice interview. Thank you. Just give me a thumbs. Here we are, he's calling himself. Hey, good evening. Good morning, brother.
Good morning.
How are you? I'm just putting my video on for you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, brother. Let me just here we are. We'll have it here. Oh, lovely. How are you?
I'm phenomenal. Good to see you, brother.
Likewise. I felt like I spent the weekend with you this weekend, brother.
Did you?
Yes, been watching Malibu Beach.
Malibu.
And the great work that you're doing. But first of all, brother, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of the rest of the UK's heart. You came to touch our lives for how long? An hour? And man, you're loved in the UK. You're so loved. And I wanted to share that with you. And we appreciate you. We recognize you. And thank you so much.
I received that, brother. I so received that. It was such a pleasure to be with you guys. I'm so happy that I was invited out to come speak. It was not originally in the plan, and so just when Warren had reached out to me and said, "Hey, why don't you come out and share your story?" I said, "Absolutely, I'm here. I would love to connect." And I'm so glad that I came because I got to connect with so many amazing people like yourself.
Thank you so much. And after the FSA event, everybody's mouths were saying JuVan. And I had the privilege to be sitting next to you that day and sharing that space. Wow. And
awesome.
Amazing. So today I'd like to get the rest of the UK to know what you're about the elevated man, the mentor, and the work that you're doing. And also I would like to add, I want my tribe here, the rest of the UK, to be supporting you. And the way we're going to be doing that, people, is to go to the mentor and we can support JuVan there. There's different ways to support and make sure
Absolutely.
we support this brother. He's doing a phenomenal work. So can you tell us a bit more about the mentor first of all?
Absolutely. So just before we even dive into that, I want to share my story, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Just giving some context is super important. I think the most important thing to understand is to understand where people come from, right? Because a lot of our experiences that we create or the events that we have in the world are based off of where we came from, our stories. Our stories are so powerful, and we can learn how to communicate our story in a way that people can find themselves. That's the true gift. And so just to give some broad strokes to people who may be watching, it's important for you guys to understand that I grew up on the East Coast of the USA. And I grew up in Boston, outside of Boston. And I was the oldest of 5 and the only boy. So I have 4 younger sisters. And I lost my father to leukemia when I was 4 years old. My mother struggled. She was 16. She was a teen pregnancy mother, and she struggled most of her life with drugs and alcohol. And so I was raised in foster care. So I had some really profound moments that really impacted my life and how I showed up and how I was able to connect or not connect with people. And I struggled with feeling man enough, and I had so much feminine energy around me. I didn't know how to really connect with men. And so I kind of ran away from that and hid for a while. And then eventually my outlet turned to sports. So I played sports, played basketball. I'm a really tall guy, 6'6", so almost like 2 meters. And so I turned to basketball originally because I was tall, and then eventually I really fell in love with it. It was an outlet to get my aggression, my anger, my pain, my frustration. I left it on the court. And it was a really great opportunity for me. But I had a lot of challenges connecting with men still. I would show up to practice or I show up to a game, and when the game ended, I would leave. I didn't hang out with the guys. I didn't go have beer or drinks or anything. I left because I didn't have the tools to be able to connect with men. And today, I'm a men's empowerment coach. So you can only imagine the journey that I've been on, developing myself personally and really becoming comfortable in my own skin, being able to share my story, being able to be vulnerable, being able to speak authentically, and be able to stand in my power as a man. So it's been such an incredible journey. And along this journey, I've met so many incredible people, one of which, his name is Ashley T. Head. He's based in New York City, and he found me on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Thought Life, the vlog series. And he said, I love your story, and we have so much in common. I'm actually the founder of Natural International Talent Agency, and I would love to have you come out to Dominican Republic and work with our kids. You know, I go there every year, and they feed kids, and they have this huge DJ come out, and there's a bunch of, this huge orphanage, over 1,000 kids, and he asked me to be the keynote speaker. So I went last year, and what happened on that island for that 10 days, it changed my life. It shifted my mind forever. I get to connect with young boys on the island, and they share their stories in a way that I found myself. And I was like, wow, this is so profound. And these boys who have no shoes, no food, their fathers are abusive, their moms, you know, are sick, and they have their brothers and sisters are dying, and there's just so much pain and strife in the country. And I connected with one boy in particular, and that conversation was transformational, so much so that when I got on the plane from Dominican Republic back to America, I was crying, my nose was running, I was drooling, and I was like, what is this? And it was the call. It was my call. It was my calling to really step into men's empowerment. And I realized that someone gets to do this work. No one's really creating safe spaces for men to be able to share the things that they're challenged with. Because if we get vulnerable, we get authentic, or we get soft, or we get feminine, then we're emasculated. And we can't be ourselves, but we too have feelings. We too have emotions. And so I learned the power of that. So I created a workshop called Big Boy. And Big Boy, it got so big and was so profound that it turned into a national tour called The Mentor. And so currently I'm traveling the globe with really powerful men from different corners of the U.S. And we've come together as a collective to break through our own challenges as men, and then create safe spaces for young boys to be able to reframe the conversations and stories that are holding them back, so that they can be great students. They could be young men. Our men don't turn into big boys, but they turn into empowered men, and that they really impact the community and at large, because that's what this world is all about. It's about creating something that lives beyond us. So it's really exciting time. It's a national male teen empowerment tour, and we're looking to really expand, committed to expanding not only in the U.S., but Canada and London and Australia and India. We would love this to be everywhere, because men's empowerment is needed, especially now in this time.
Amazing. Can you show everybody the top you launched this weekend, the Mentor?
Absolutely. The Mentor. Yeah, it's amazing.
Love it. I was watching you yesterday when you were doing that, and the group of men that you've got and the vulnerability that you have, I love it. Because the mission I'm trying to do that is to show men how to be better husbands, better fathers, brother sisters. Because I'm a father, I've got 2 young children, and I can feel exactly what you're doing. And what you said to my brother Warren that day on stage, you acknowledged him. That's what it's about. We need to acknowledge each other. And it's amazing. We're going to change the world with that. And you're doing some great work. And can you talk a bit about the weekend, how it was for you? And that wonderful group of men you had. You had all ages, all kind of backgrounds. You had a scientist there who I've connected with now. Amazing so much. Thank you.
It's been really interesting. You know, I think a lot of people, when they start a business or a company or a charity or a foundation, they focus so much on the money, on how much money they need to make this business grow, or how much money they need to survive and be able to get through and be able to cover their basis. And for me, money in my household, it was never a conversation. We never talked about money. There was always more month than money. Right? There really wasn't a lot of money in my house. We talked about love and connection. And so for me, when I've started companies, I have a digital agency in Los Angeles. I do a consulting, I'm a men's empowerment coach. I have an online program. And so I have several companies, and including my foundation. And what I've realized, the difference for me is that I focus on the movement and not the money. And when you focus on the movement is the people. Focus on the people, and you love on them and you show up for them, it shifts everything. Everything shifts based on the people. And when you invest in your people, they show up differently. They feel heard, they feel seen. And so this particular weekend that just passed, I invited all my guys out. We rented a house in Ventura, Malibu area in California. We got an amazing beachfront house, and we just did meditation, and we connected. And I took the paintball gun in, and we went swimming in the beach and the infinity pool and massages, and we brainstormed, and we really bonded as brothers to really see each other. We had some really powerful conversations, because it's important as us, as a unit, as a team, as a collective. If we walk into a workshop with young boys, we get to all be on one accord. It's important that we get each other, and that we show up for each other, and we take a stand for each other as we take a stand for the young men.
Wow. And also, can you talk a bit, because I felt really, really touched when I saw it, the way you ended the weekend, what you did in the ocean, that significance of that, and the reason behind. I know the reason, I feel the reason, and I feel you, but I want to hear it from your mouth, and I want you to tell my brothers and my sisters here who maybe didn't see you over the weekend, but I spent an amazing weekend with you. I felt like I was in Malibu. And
that's awesome. I love that.
Saying,
and you know what?
Yeah.
I thank you for saying that, because a big part of my personal journey is about being able to share my experiences with everybody. I want everybody to take this journey with me and let them know that you're a contribution to this. I'm doing this, it's not because you as well have been here. Your encouragement, your messages, it inspires me. It's fuel to keep me going. And so I share what I'm going through, vulnerably, the good, the indifferent, with everyone, because I know that this isn't about JuVan Langford. This is about the people. My legacy is about me, but my life, I've dedicated it to being of service to others and showing up for them so powerfully that they are reminded how powerful they are as well. And the way we ended the weekend is I usually do a closing circle, right, with my guys in my workshops. It's important that we really gel and solidify the connection that we've created over the weekend. And this particular weekend, I was sharing with them in the closing circle how what we're creating here is going to ripple into a bigger picture, into different communities, into different tribes, into different hearts and minds of people around the globe. And as we stand there in the circle open, we looked out to the ocean, and I realized, wow, this is us, the infinite possibility. All of us have so much possibility within us, so much possibility here in our hearts. And I said, let's grab a stone and let's throw it out into the ocean as far as we can, as a reminder that what we're creating, what we're choosing, is going to impact multiple generations. And so it was just a really powerful moment, and the guys really taken back by it. It was really emotional, and I'm just super excited, feel super blessed to have created something and have created a platform big enough for other people to join me on this journey.
Powerful, absolutely powerful. I've been following you now for a long, long time, brother, and a lot of people probably haven't followed you for a long time. Maybe now they know about the JuVan, what JuVan's doing. But one thing that I've asked you and I've learned from you is, how do you get your tribe? And you said to me, you attract your tribe. And for me, learning authenticity, transparency, and being raw, that's how I am. That's how I do my stuff here. I found that my tribe is coming to me. So whilst you were building your tribes, what challenges and what wins did you have at the beginning? Because it's really, really hard at the beginning, as you appreciate, brother. But obviously, once you start getting your message and you're authentic, that's the key. But that's one thing I've learned from you and Preston.
Yeah, I don't even like the word challenges anymore. I usually say perceived challenges, right? Because one thing that's been huge for me is affirmations, is saying affirmations. It's reminded me and it's changed the conversations here, because everything around us is built to take this away from us. And so when you can gain control, as much control as the universe will allow for us to be in control over this, it is more powerful that we show up in the world. And so I am now telling myself that only my good will come to me, right? And so nothing in my life is a challenge. It's only an opportunity. It's a perceived challenge, but ultimately an opportunity. And as I'm building my tribe, the biggest thing is for me, what I truly feared is not telling enough truth with enough clarity. I want to give everything that I am, that I have in each moment. I want to give everything that I am to each moment. And I think just the workshop, the training that I came to in London was just a representation of that. I just wanted to leave you guys with so much in such a short period of time, and to be able to remind you guys how powerful you truly are, men, women, children in that room, how powerful we truly are, because sometimes we get to believe in somebody else's belief in us until our own belief kicks in. And I've had so many amazing mentors who've shown up for me. And so it's my duty, I feel it's my responsibility to do the same for others.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing, brother, so much. Do you believe in the law of attraction, brother? And what is your views? Because that's one of the things that I thrive on. I thrive on so much, and I wanted to share my story with you, but I wanted to hear your views on the law of attraction, because
absolutely. The law of attraction is real. It is real. It's definitely influenced my life spiritually, emotionally, financially, on all fronts. Truly allowing the universe to use me. And for so long, why I wasn't experiencing success, why I wasn't experiencing fulfillment in what I was doing, was because I was fighting and I thought I was in control of everything. I thought that if I did this, then this is supposed to happen. If I do A, then B happens. If I do B, then C happens. That's not how it works. And I was so attached. And what happens is when we're attached to something, we limit what's available to us. And so much of us are attached to the story that our father wasn't there for us. So since my dad was there, I can't do this and I can't be this, right? When we're attached to this job that we're holding on to that's not fulfilling us, but it's making us money, and we're hurting. So we're financially in a good place, so we think, but emotionally we're bankrupt. So I was really discovering and being honest with myself, having those courageous conversations to be honest enough and say, this isn't working for me, and walking and being willing to walk away. Because some people have a strong will, but most people have a strong won't. They just won't do it. They won't go the distance. They won't let go and allow for the universe to do its thing. And I've allowed the universe, and I'm constantly, only ever, always allowing the universe and trusting the process. So I absolutely believe in law of attraction.
And is the key to law of attraction is surrender. That's how you explained just there. And 5 months ago, I always talk to the universe. Universe is a great friend of mine. I say, universe, how do I attract my tribe? I live really far out of London. I'm in the countryside. How would I do it? Please show me a way. 4 months down the line, I'm talking to people like you. I've got brothers like Warren, who's mentoring me personally. I've got coaches all around me, pushing me the right direction. But the main thing I would say is have that belief and surrender, and learn from people who are genuine like you, genuine self, that are serving from the heart. Because a lot of people wants to be leaders, but they don't want to be servers. And that is so important, because we're serving others, we're not serving ourselves. And you're proper role model for that. The way you are, the way Warren is, the way a lot of people, even myself, and that is so important. And if you were going to give my family here 3 main keys, maybe the GPS system, I would love you to empower us with that. I know what it is, but I want everybody else to know, because that will serve them so well in their life. Please, brother.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. So we talked about at the actual speaking engagement about fear. We were at the Fearless Academy, right? And I talked about fear. I thought it was only appropriate we talked about fear, and I thought fear is not a thing; it's a place. It's a place we choose to stay. We choose to reside there. The moment we choose to leave, we open the gate of opportunity. And so it's the GPS to fearlessness. And I think I said for G, I said go the distance. Most people are not willing to go the distance. You see, I just said some people have a strong will, others have a strong won't. And if you're a willing participant in your own life, certain things will happen. It will occur based on the fact that you are taking action. So there's like the human, the divine, the human, the divine. And the divine always plays its part. It's usually waiting for us to step up, to trust ourselves, to trust the process. And so when you're willing to go the distance, you create space and opportunity for yourself. That's probably the biggest thing. I think a lot of people are not willing to go. And it's no longer bad. It's just the timing of things,
Beautiful.
And then we said the P. You put me on the spot here. He said the P. I literally was sidebar. Warren pulled me over the day before and said, "Hey, you should come to my event. Would you be there?" And I was like, "Sure." He said, "You got 10 minutes." I got there and I'm on the stage and he's like, "Keep going, keep going, keep going." He wanted me to keep speaking, which was great. And then P is really put in the work. Most people are not willing to put in the work. It's a journey. It's a journey to really truly discovering why we're here. It's a journey, and you get to be very unapologetic when it comes to the relationships you choose for your life. And a lot of people take that personally. They think that this is a friend I grew up with, so I have to continue being friends with John. The thing is that John maybe takes space, maybe New Jersey for your team. He has no business even as a gym. And it's really having those tough and courageous conversations to let people know that thank you for the purpose you serve at this point, but right now I don't think that we belong in each other's life. I think that we will serve each other greater by going on our own journeys. And a lot of us are not willing to have those courageous conversations, nor seeing someone and approaching them at an event and saying, "You get to be in my life. Like, we get to build, I want to learn and grow from you. I want to teach and be mentored by you and mentor you as you did with me." And this is why we're on the phone right now. So putting in the work is a really big component to truly leaving fear and stepping into fearlessness. And the last component, which is probably the one that's changed my life personally, is the S, and it stands for specificity. Is being specific. The universe, along with the law of attraction, also honors the law of specificity. And when we're specific in our request of the universe or in our request of people, then we get that much closer, that much sooner. Right? And so some people say, "Hey, I just want enough money to like pay my bills, go on vacation, take care of my family, be able to eat well." Okay, cool. Great. I hear you. So when you say you want enough, are your bills paid? Yeah. Is your wife okay? Yeah. Are your kids okay? Good. Then you're getting exactly what you're asking for because you specifically said, "I want enough." Or the story of the woman who just really just wanted to have a husband, so more than anything. And she went to her psychologist and says, I just want a husband. I just want a husband so bad. And it's so crazy. Every guy that I go to dinner with, he's a married man. And she said, "Well, you're asking for a husband, and that's exactly what you're getting." And so we're going to be really clear as to what our request of. And that clarity creation is really important. And for some people, it's listening to podcasts or taking on a coach or taking a program or attending an event. It's being unapologetic, putting in the work, going the distance to really collect that information and then take action on it.
I'm so glad you talked about specificity, because the way you explained it at the FSA, who likes leftovers? And I love it because from that I've put that on my thing as well. If you're not specific, you're going to get leftovers. Like you said, leftovers sometimes is good when you rewarm it, but it's not the best thing. And that will stay with me forever. I've used a few of your things in my event. I want you to answer this question as well, because a lot of people are asking me this. On our way to success, we have people, friends that used to be part of our lives. How do we deal with these people that are bringing us down?
Well, you don't deal with them. A lot of us allow, here's the thing. We tolerate the abuse of other people as much as we allow, as much as we self-abuse. So if you abuse yourself a lot and you talk bad, you have this committee talking about yourself all day long. You're not shit. You won't be anything. You're too fat. You're too slow. You're not as smart as Tom. You're not as good as Warren. And you let them go. When people come into your life, you'll allow that as well. So your level of self-love is also representative of the tolerance that you allow people to abuse you. And if you have a high tolerance for abuse, then you have a low threshold for self-love. And so it's loving yourself enough to walk away from relationships that are not serving you or supporting your mission or vision. And most people are not willing to walk away. They're not willing. It's not like making an announcement and putting it in your banner, "Michael Joseph, I'm not your friend anymore. Please don't talk to me." You don't have to announce it or put flags or anything. You just simply take a step back and don't be as available as you were before. Don't answer every phone call, every text message, or be forthcoming and say, "Listen, I'm really busy. Over the next couple of months, I'm really focusing on me. I need to take a step back. I'm not going to be out as much or in communication with you as much as I used to be. And being honest and being in your truth. So here's the thing. You can choose to focus on and work with and invest in people who don't serve you, or you can choose to develop deeper relationships that may intimidate you or have the information that's going to actually support you. It's a choice. So it's not dealing with them, it's choosing them. And if you're choosing people that are not supporting you, it's just a representation of how much you care about yourself, or you don't.
Love it. Beautiful, beautiful. We're going to be running out of time soon because you're a very busy man, and thank you so much for giving us this half an hour of your time. I really appreciate it. Do you have any message for our viewers here in the UK? And then I'll spend 2 minutes and just quickly reading the messages that came out for you as well. I'll let you know.
Absolutely, yeah. I just want to say this, that anybody who is not where they desire to be, anybody who knows there's more available to you, like myself, I spent a lot of time being better than average, but not great. I was better than the people around me, but I wasn't great at one particular thing. And if you know there's more available, here's what I want to say to you, is that if you're not starting or leading a movement or a part of a movement, you're doing everything wrong. You get to be surrounded by people, places, and things that are encouraging you and calling you into play a bigger game, period. It is movements like the Mentor or the Elevation Effect that are going to be a community, a tribe of people who see you, not where you are, but where you're going. And I've built not financial wealth, but relational wealth. It's about relational wealth, and being in the right arena is what's going to support you in taking everything that you're committed to a whole new level. So join a movement, create a movement, lead a movement, and know and trust that your people will show up. Don't focus on who's not there. Focus on the movement and the people. The money will show. It'll always show up.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to have a quick read of what people have been saying. Wow, we've got quite a lot of people been talking, and we've got good evening. They're saying you're a very wise man. You've got a lot of coaches from the UK who's tuned in tonight. Nana, who's fighting against the stigma for disability for his movement. He said, yep, love this guy. CJ says, great interview, guys. Loving the nuggets of wisdom. Nafisa said, amazing. We got Jose said, GPS, go the distance, put in the work, specificity. Love this guy, be specific with the universe. Nana again, he's so right. My opinion too, you don't need to deal with negative people, only if you want to love yourself. So agree with him, I get him, it's all about movement, boom! Shimoni Gilani said that. My good friend Andy Fry said, I missed the start, but I will look forward to watching back. Great interview. I personally found this inspiring. Thank you, Utam. And JuVan Langford, relational wealth, health, wealth. Wow. Can you ask him, being disabled and being in a society where people don't see disability as a positive, disability being a taboo, how can we change a mindset that has been around for since the 16th century? Oh, wow.
Yeah. I would say change the conversation around disability and call it a unique ability. We all have them. For me, it was a conversation around being and not feeling man enough, or being, and people think you're a tall guy. Well, I had a big conversation about being too tall, because I'd walk in a room and I'd sit down and I rented my space because I didn't want to be seen. I was always seen because I was so tall in a room. And I had this self-conscious conversation where it really held me back, and I realized, well, I get to own my space, not rent it. And because who I am is so powerful, and how I'm able to communicate is so needed. People don't feel heard and seen, and I'm the space for truly being there for people and being able to see them and hear them and listen generously. And I think it's so important for people to understand, don't run away from the thing that makes you different. In fact, if people don't know your difference. If you don't know your difference, then people can't pursue you for that difference. So it's not a disability, it's a unique ability. And he's not, or she's not the only person who has those. We all have those unique abilities. So don't run from it, run towards it and use that. Don't ask yourself, why did this happen to me? Ask yourself, how do I use this? Because we're not alone. We're all in the same conversation with just different layers, different colors, and different textures to it. So I hope that supports.
So powerful. See, people, this is what serving is. He's just opened it up for everybody. And if you take that one piece of golden nugget that he's just said, you would have found so many in this already. It's so much value. And this gentleman here, as I like to call it, has given up half an hour of his time. Can we give him some gratitude? Can we have some love hearts? Can we have some thumbs up, please? And I'd like to thank you from straight from the heart. On Monday weekly that we'll be doing, and you're the first ever person to bless this show, and I know this show will be so amazing. And thank you so much to the one and only JuVan, the elevated effect Langford, my man. Love you from the bottom of my heart.
And here's what I want to say to you, Tom. I really appreciate you, and I acknowledge you for being willing to not make it about you and to come sit next to me. Because I'm sure there are many people in the room who desired to come sit next to me at that event. But you were courageous enough to sit next to me and to have the conversation, not knowing who I was. And look what we created together. I acknowledge you also for creating this platform for people like myself to tap into new markets, because I'm committed out of my mind to spreading this message globally. And you've given me yet another opportunity to spread my message. So I thank you. I acknowledge you. And I have so much love for you for being willing to go the distance. I acknowledge you for putting in the work. And I acknowledge you being specific with me so that I knew that this platform was going to be supportive of other people. Because if there's just one person, my goal, every interview that I do, every podcast I do, every speaking engagement, every workshop, if I get to one heart, I've done my job. And if I haven't got to anybody on this interview, I know I've got to yours. So I thank you for trusting me and allowing me to be here. So I really appreciate you, brother. Continue going, keep pushing through. And if there's any way I can support you in pushing this any further, please do let me know.
Thank you so much, brother. But hopefully we'll see you in December with all the brothers are coming. JuVan, Preston. I'm a bit emotional at the moment. Preston is going to be linking with me in November. Oh my God, it's going to be phenomenal. Let's embrace this. Thank you so much.
Anytime, we're doing everything we can to move some things around to be there. We'll make it happen. We're going to create a win-win here. Well, if I'm on Skype at the event, I'm going to be there. One way or another, I'm going to be at that event.
Oh, thank you. And do your sign out. That's the best one.
You know.
Hey, that's my man. We'll connect soon, brother.
So talk to you soon, Jim.
Love for you from my heart.
Cheers.
Love you, brother.
Cheers.
Big love. Thank you. Guys, what did you think of the man, JuVan Langford? Amazing. This is what it's about, being genuine. When I said I'm straight from the heart, I'm straight from the heart, people. Everybody has to be genuine, transparent. And if we've got a nice movement going, it's not about ourselves, it's about everybody. It's about everybody here. We all have to serve. And look at the mindset, look at the kindness, look at the way JuVan is. The guy's got over 1 million followers around the world. He's going world tours and he's still so down to earth. And he had the time to come and speak to us in the UK. Today it's 9 o'clock in the morning and we're probably one of the first people he spoke to. And people, I would like to say, if you keep pushing, do the hard work, do what you have to do. But if you really got a message, come on, everybody's got a voice. Warren showed me that I've got my voice. If it wasn't for Warren, if it wasn't for Raghav, I would never have found the voice. I would never have found the tribe that's coming around me at the moment, the people, the great, amazing people that we're meeting. We're making a great movement. And people, let's just make this about serving. That's what it's about. And it's been great having you guys supporting. This is going to be a weekly Monday thing. Every week I'll have a special guest. So I'm going to talk about my special guest for next week. It's the lovely and charming and beautiful Michelle Raymond. Michelle is an HR specialist, and also she's the queen of networking. So the knowledge that this lady has got, she's such a humble person, and also she's a coach. So I'll be interviewing her next week. So tune in for that, guys, next week. It won't always be the same time because depending on my guests' schedules and stuff like that, but definitely we're going to be doing some more interviews. As you're there, Shimoni, would you like to join in one of our interviews? If you do, private message me and we can crack on with that. Just let people know what you're about, what you're doing, and what work you're doing. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And thank you. I wish you an amazing week, a wonderful Monday. And be yourself, acceptance is key, and be specific. And on that note, I'm going to end Straight from the Heart weekly podcast, and I'll see you next week. But most importantly, live well with one another, because if we don't, what is the point? If I don't live well with you, you don't live well with me, then it's no good. So let's live well with one another. I'm going to sign out. So, as I always sign out, thank you so much for all your words of support and encouragement. Thank you.